just gonna throw that in the bin. I don't know, it's pretty nice. Sorry, not the eyeliner. The Kyliner. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Who remembers this t-shirt, by the way? I feel like I've just gone back to myself from 2 years ago. So today I'm finally going to be testing some Kylie Cosmetics, which have only just launched in the UK, which I think about time. How has Kylie Cosmetics been around for so long, but it's only just launched properly in the UK? Obviously you could order it from her website. I did do that once. The only thing I have ever tried from Kylie is one of her lip kits, but it was like the mini ones. It ended up costing a hell of a lot of money for some tiny little liquid lipsticks, and I didn't even really like them that much. But recently Kylie has redone her whole brand, got rid of all of her old products, I believe. They might still be on her website, but none of her old stuff was part of the UK launch, which is on the Selfridges website. But with her new sort of like brand redesign, supposedly they've got better ingredients, better formulas, and are more environmentally friendly, which is always good to see. And when I actually asked you guys for some feedback and like videos that you wanted to see a few weeks back on my Instagram, quite a few people said that they'd like me to try the new Kylie stuff, so I didn't order. And we're gonna test it. It was quite a mixed response as well, because I know that a lot of people found my channel from my testing makeup videos where I test particular brands, but half the people were saying that they find testing videos boring now, and half the people were saying more testing videos, and it was a 50-50 kind of split, so I'm a bit stuck. But without further ado, let's just test some Kylie Cosmetics. There are no eyeshadow palettes in the latest launch, and she doesn't have like all the concealers and stuff. I swear she had concealers before. So I have done my foundation and concealer already, as you can probably tell. The first thing that I got was one of the pressed bronzers. This was £20, and there was a decent shade range there. I think there was 6 different shades. I got the second shade, I think. It's called 200 Tequila Tan. Packaging, I won't lie, like the colour of this is not my favourite. This type of pink colour is not my thing, but it does actually feel pretty sturdy. Like the actual design of the packaging and everything is nice. It does have this cute little like dripping cover thing, but I'm just going to throw that in the bin. It doesn't smell, but this is what the colour looks like. It does look like it's going to be a pretty good shade. Let's put it on my face. It actually felt so weird to do my makeup today and not do cream bronzer and blush before the rest of my makeup. So I'm just using this tapered bronzer brush from Bare Minerals, which I really like this brush actually. And I'm just gonna dip in a little bit. It does look like it's gonna be quite pigmented. Okay. I do actually use my bronzer as contour. Obviously, like, not the most professional thing to do, but I'm too lazy to do contour and bronzer, so I just use my bronzer to contour. I think the colour is actually really nice. That is the ideal type of bronzer colour that I would go for. It kind of reminds me of the undertone of Hoola by Benefit. It's got that nice like warm undertone, obviously. It's a bronzer. It does look to be completely matte. It doesn't have any sort of like shimmer or glow, and usually with completely matte bronzers they can go a little bit patchy, but I'm actually finding this one to be all right. I would prefer it if it did have a tiny bit of a sheen to it, because I quite like my my bronzer to make me look glowing and radiant and healthy and sun-kissed, which this is, just minus the glowing and radiant part. In terms of matte bronzers though, it's actually blending really nicely. Doesn't seem to be catching on any parts of my skin. I would say in terms of the formula, I actually prefer this to Benefit's Hoola. And I do like Hoola. I do use it a lot, but this probably blends a little bit better actually, if I'm being honest. Let's also use it on my nose. Yeah, it's not like super pigmented to the point where you know, need to be really careful, but also you don't want to pick up too much on your brush. I would say it's like a nice middle ground where it's not like you don't have to dip into it 500 times, but also it's not like too much. Do you get what I mean? I'd say for a matte bronzer it's pretty nice, but would I repurchase this? Probably not, just because it's not like my preference for bronzers. I do prefer something that's a little bit glowy, so yeah, it's all right. Next up we have the blush. Everything was slightly different price. The blush is £18 and I went for the shade Kitten Baby. I do like how it's got the colour of the blush on the outer box, but obviously I will just be chucking these away. Again, packaging is exactly the same, just like basic plain matte pink with the little drippy thing. Wow, what a description. I really wanted to get that colour that everyone has been raving about on TikTok. It's called like Winter Kiss or something. And it's that really sort of like a bubblegum pink, almost with a blue undertone type blush, which looks beautiful on so many people. And I really wanted to try it, but it was out of stock. But let's be real. This one is much more up my street. It is a peachy blush. It looks like my regular sort of thing. So let's see if this is... Oh, it does actually look quite light. I nearly went for the lightest shade, but then I googled some swatches and they looked quite different to what was on the Selfridges website. So I will just say, if you are wanting to buy any of these products, definitely Google the swatches first, because it was quite hard to tell. Like, they didn't really have any swatches. They just had pictures of the products on Kylie. Whoa, it is quite pigmented. That is a really pretty colour. I do like it. Again, it's pretty much fully matte. It is matte. It is a matte blush. I think she did have some other more shimmery ones, but this colour just, it was screaming at me. I guess when I do think of Kylie's makeup, her skin is mostly like matte, but then just with highlighter on the very high points of her face. I just picture her as being like a very matte, smooth person. Do you know what I mean? She always looks very smooth and airbrushed. Probably because she is. That is a really pretty colour. I really like that, actually. I would definitely use this again. Did I mention that the blushes were £18? They were a little bit cheaper than the bronzers, and I think that's a decent price. This is going to last you a long time. It is pigmented, but again, not overly pigmented. I know that is like the shittest way to describe something, but you guys probably know what I mean. If you've tried a lot of makeup, sometimes with blush, you dip in and it's just like, whoa, way too much pigment and then doesn't blend out. But these are actually blending really nicely, so that gets a thumbs up from me. I probably would prefer to repurchase this instead of the bronzer. Very nice. We then have one of the highlighters, and again, the pictures on the website were very deceiving, but I went for the shade Ice Me Out. This is one of the highlighters. I remember, oh my god, I remember the envy that I had when she first launched these of everybody buying the highlighters, and I was like, oh, I just cannot be asked to pay the customs fee. These highlighters were £25, so out of her face powders, they were the most expensive, and this is the first one that actually has like an imprint on it. The others were literally just like straight up basic, no pattern or anything, but this has got Kylie printed all over it. I do also like as well how all of them have got a little mirror. That is definitely very helpful. This one doesn't have the drippy thing. It does look quite icy. Ice me out. Please, Kylie, do what you say on the tin. So I'm just taking my Zoeva Luxe Powder Fusion brush and then this little Lottie London brush, which is the LE05. Still lost my other nose highlighter brush. I'll find it one day. So I'm just gonna, oh, that's quite surprising. I thought it was gonna like kick up a lot of stuff, but it actually has not done that at all. And you can still see the Kylie. That's a very like hard pressed highlighter, but let's see. Oh, it's nice. You know what I actually find these days, guys? If I have powdered my face, usually I take my setting spray and I spray my face with it just lightly, and then I go in with my highlighter and like buff it into my skin, and it just makes it stick so much better, like when your face is completely matte like this. So I might do that on the other side and see what the difference is, but just that by itself, that is really pretty. And it does seem to be sitting on top of my foundation, but I think it would just be a bit better if I did add some setting spray. Oh my god, I need to pluck my eyebrows. It is quite an icy sort of colour. I was hoping it would be a little bit more champagne, but I guess the name kind of gave that away. So let's see, if I take some setting spray, this is just the Benefit Professional one, which, oh, I love the mister. I personally just think that doing the setting spray and then the highlighter just makes it melt so much better into your makeup when your face is completely matte underneath. Otherwise it just sort of sits on top, but with the setting spray, like, you can really like work it in and blend it all in together, and that is really gorgeous. It is a very like smooth highlighter. Not too crazy about this colour, like it's a little bit too on the silvery sort of side. In terms of the formula, I don't know, it is pretty nice. But I am sure that somewhere in my collection, I must have a dupe for this highlighter. Maybe it will be in an upcoming dupes video. I've got to give it to her. It is a really nice highlighter. Like, they are very just reflective. It just looks very nice. Really, like, it's very pretty. Very pretty. Next up, we have the Eyebrow pencil, and I got the shade 003 Cool Brown. This was £16, so again, not too bad for an eyebrow pencil. It's interesting how the stuff is sort of priced. I'm guessing like different formulas call for different prices. Like the highlighter formula was probably more expensive to make than the blushes. So she has sort of like priced them accordingly. Because this is much more of like a high-end sort of price. £16 for an eyebrow pencil is definitely high-end. It's not drugstore, but I wouldn't say it's like super high-end, you know? It's not like Benefit and Charlotte Tilbury sort of prices. It's like a bit more affordable at £16. Do you know what I mean? So let's see how cool this Cool Brown is. It does look pretty nice. It's a tiny, tiny little pencil, and it does have that... Why did I just do that? Spoolie on the end. Let's try and draw some little brow hairs. Just at the front here, and then I'm gonna do the same. It feels like quite a waxy pencil. Like it's got a bit of resistance against my brows. I think it's a pretty good colour. In terms of the nib, I feel like it's a little bit thicker than some of the skinny eyebrow pencils that I've got. Yeah, it really does feel quite waxy. Like it's almost a little bit difficult to sort of draw it on. You have to press quite hard. But it definitely took me a little bit longer to do my eyebrows because it doesn't glide onto your skin. You have to press a little bit harder with this than some of the other eyebrow pencils that I've tried. The colour is really nice though, and it is a nice sort of skinny tip, but the actual formula, like, I don't know, it just drags a little bit on your skin and is a bit more difficult to sort of, I don't know, get the colour payoff that I want to. It's a decent brow pencil, but I wouldn't say it's anything to write home about. I wouldn't repurchase this. The next thing I've got is the eyeliner, or sorry, not the eyeliner, the Kyliner. Her name is such a good name for doing little puns like that. The eyeliner was £18, so similar sort of price to like the KVD tattoo liner. And I have got to say, guys, I did try this on my hand when it first arrived, and I went to wash it off and I was using soap and it wasn't coming off. I was using like regular hand soap and I was sitting there going like this and it just was not coming off. So that is a good sign that this isn't gonna smudge. And even like, because first I thought it was just gonna wash off with water. I put water on it and was like rubbing like this. It was not budging. It doesn't actually claim to be waterproof on here. It just says liquid liner pen, glide along eyelid. Thanks for the tip. Again, it's very, very similar to the KVD tattoo liner. It's got little bristles rather than a felt tip. And it's also very similar to like the NYX Epic Ink Liner, the Too Faced liner, all of those sorts of things. And it is actually very black. So let's see if it does anything like bleed or dry out when I'm doing my wing. I used to do a wing every single time I went out, mostly because I can't stick lashes on without liner. I have to say, guys, that is a really nice black liner. It glided on really nicely and it dries matte. So far so good. Obviously this is the first time that I'm using it, so I'm not sure how quickly it will actually dry out. If anybody's got this eyeliner, let me know down below. Does it dry out quickly or do you get a long time use out of it? Because one thing that I love about the KVD tattoo liner and also the It Cosmetics superhero liner as well, they just keep going and going and going. This brush is by NARS and it is the 46. Does that say 46 or 48? The 46 brush. So good for cleaning up liner. That eyeliner, I would definitely repurchase. If I could describe a perfect black liner, to be honest, it would be this. It dries matte. It is very, very black. It's got a really great tip. According to my hand test, it wasn't smudge, like it didn't smudge, it's smudge proof. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. And then the final two things that I ordered. I could not test Kylie's makeup without testing a lip kit and a gloss. So I got one of the high glosses in the shade 715 Partner in Crime, and then I got the matte liquid lipstick and lip liner in the shade 700 Bare, as in like B-A-R-E, not like grr. So the lip kits are actually £26. I swear they used to be cheaper than this. So it is definitely up there with sort of like Charlotte Tilbury type prices. It is, you know, more expensive, but then you do get the liner and the liquid lipstick, so I guess that's a slightly better deal. And then the gloss was £15, which I don't think is too bad. That's kind of like Fenty prices. So decent, obviously not drugstore, but no one expected that. I'm actually going to try the gloss first by itself. I do actually like the packaging of these. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the pink, I do think this is really cute. It's just got the matte drips around it and then it says Kylie. I think they look really nice. And let's see. Ooh, I've just realised I didn't put any mascara on. One sec, I'll be right back. I'm just going to put in a bit of brow gel as well. This is the Morphe 2 brow gel in deep brown. Deep brown, is that really the shade that I've got? It's not very deep for deep brown. So let's put the gloss on, and it's got a really nice sweet smell. I do like how it has a big doe foot as well. Let's just put it on. It's definitely pigmented. For some reason it feels warm. I think it's because I've been sitting on it. Guys, I've got to say, that gloss feels gorgeous. It did look quite thick, and usually, well not usually, but sometimes with glosses that are like quite full pigment, they can feel a bit like gloopy and sticky, but it actually feels surprisingly thin. It feels very moisturizing, which is one of the first things I noticed. It almost feels like a little bit of a lip oil combined with a gloss, because it doesn't feel like a sticky, thick, gloopy gloss. It just feels very creamy and smooth. I do like the colour. It's definitely nice and pigmented. And yeah, I like the way that this looks on me actually. I think I'll be keeping this. The only thing is, it does look like it's settled into my lines a little bit on my lips. That being said, my lips are very dry at the moment. I did have a little bit of lip balm on beforehand, but I don't even really know how well you can see. It does make my lips look very juicy though. That's probably up there, you know, with one of the nicest gloss formulas I've actually tried. I would say that is worth the money. Yeah, even after taking it off, my lips feel nice and moisturized. I like it. So then the ultimate thing that I've wanted to test is a Kylie lip kit. All of the shades that I probably would have gone for were out of stock. And so I did end up going for this one, which I don't know if it's going to be a little bit light, but let's see. Again, I do quite like the packaging. I do think it actually looks really cute. I like the little drips. By the way, I get quite a lot of questions about my lip kits with Revolution, of people being like, I love your lip liner, but why can't you sharpen it? You can! Even if a lip liner looks like this, if it doesn't twist up at the bottom, you can sharpen it. No one's gonna sell a lip liner that you can't sharpen. What would be the point? You could use it like 5 times and you would never be able to use it again. So with these, they are sharpenable, and I'm just gonna use the liner. It's very creamy. It is quite a cool toned colour, which I used to absolutely live for. These days I tend to go for something that's a little bit more pink and a little bit closer to my natural lip colour, but it's decent in terms of the colour. The formula feels really nice. Although, actually, wait. On my hand, it's pretty smudge proof, but it does feel a little bit sticky. And just doing that, obviously I only put it around the edges of my lips. It's not really like, Okay, I shouldn't have done that so many times, because now it's starting to feel a bit weird. It is quite a sticky lip liner and I don't really like the feeling of that. Like, it sort of sticks together and it doesn't blend really like very smoothly into the rest of your lip, and it is looking a little, looks a bit dry, I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me take that off and start again, because I don't think what I just did was what you're supposed to do. Oh my god, if I can even get it off. I hate these type of like matte, really sticky sorts of lip liners. Some of Revolution's lip liners used to be like this, and thank god they changed the formula. Okay, it felt very creamy, but it's deceiving because it's a very sticky, long wear lip liner. Let's see if the eyeliner will come off. Okay, the eyeliner has just come off with a bit of a rough cloth and some micellar water. So that's good, at least. At least it does actually come off. Okay, let's try this again. Goes on nice and smooth. It's almost like you can blend it for a few seconds, and then now it's dried, it sort of feels like a liquid lipstick, and I don't really like that. Ugh. Okay, let's just try the liquid lipstick part and see if they're still as matte feeling as I can remember. It's got a slight sweet smell, but also smells a little bit like paint. Oh, it's quite light. Oh, it's very thin. You know what, guys? That actually feels really nice. Let's see how it dries down. I'm going to stop smacking my lips together just for a second. It feels very, very lightweight and very thin in terms of the formula so far. But I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes and wait for it to dry before I start smacking my lips together. Why did we all used to like liquid lipstick so much? Someone please remind me. Well, it was mostly because of Kylie Jenner, but I don't know if I could ever go back. Unless it's like a different liquid lipstick formula, because there are some that actually feel nice, but they don't dry down fully matte. Those are the type of liquid lipsticks that I do like. But these ones that are fully matte, like, they do look nice on your lips. Like, they look smooth, but if you actually look close up, it does actually make your lips look a little bit wrinkly, unless you smell. But then, in terms of the formula, the top bit doesn't feel sticky. It only really feels sticky like there on sort of like the inside part of my lip. If it was me, I would put a balm over the top of this or a gloss or something. I'm probably gonna actually put the gloss over the top of this now. It is a nice colour, and I've got to say the liquid lip formula is actually very lightweight and it does feel quite thin. It doesn't feel thick like some of the others that I've tried, but it still does give that very matte like sort of feeling, which I'm not too crazy about anymore. Used to love it, but it's just not really my thing anymore. Let's put the gloss over the top. Okay, so yes, the gloss has just changed the colour, but that feels so much better already. The things that I can probably see myself continuing to use from now on are probably the blush, the gloss, and the eyeliner. Liquid lipstick, I just don't think it's, the liquid lip kit, I just don't think is worth £26. If you guys have tried any of this stuff, let me know what you think. Okay, cool. I am now just going to answer a question of the day. If you guys have got any questions for me, leave them down below with the hashtag question of the day, and I might answer it in my next video. Today's question comes from Emily Lucas, and she said, are you planning on changing your background seasonally like you used to, or doing an autumn style video? Yeah, I think I will, you know, now that we're coming into autumn, which I don't want to believe until I've been and gone on holiday, because to me I feel like I still haven't had summer yet. When I come back, I will be full on going into autumn mode, I think, and like Halloween, and maybe I should switch up a few things in my background. The good thing about having these like my desk and the chest of drawers here is I could even switch out the plants to something a bit more autumnal, or I could switch out the cloud light for maybe something a bit more, like I could switch out for a pumpkin or something. I could get some candles going in the background. I could crack out my autumnal leaves again. Let me know what you guys want to see for like an autumn themed background. And then for Christmas, oh my god, I could get like a little Christmas tree that goes here. I've got a little reindeer that I can bring back out on my little snow sign. Let me know what you want to see, but yes, definitely, I can definitely do that. Right, I'm going to leave this here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Subscribe if you're not already. I would love to have you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!